What's up, everyone? People admit that being in the Big Brother house is hard, but they don't always admit to other things being hard. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Right, before we get started, folks, if you are new around here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm here every single day giving you everything you need to know about what's going on in that crazy house. Whether it's talking about the vote, making a brand new alliance, or something completely out of pocket, like we're going to talk about today, I got your back, alright? So hit the subscribe button and I'll make sure that you're an expert and you can talk to your friends and family and surprise them with how much you know of what's going on Big Brother 27. Another thing, folks, please hit the like button. It takes all of 0.2 seconds just to click that little thumbs up down there, and as a smaller content creator, those likes really go a long way in helping me out with the YouTube algorithm. And one more thing, folks, I do put a lot of effort and time into these videos, so if you feel like buying me a coffee, please consider leaving a super thanks below. There's a button down there where you can do that, and also I do have a PayPal link in my description, so if you feel like sending something through that, then that would mean the absolute world to me. And if you want to leave a question with those, folks, I will answer them in the next update. But without further ado, let's get to the update. Today's question of the day is surrounding the veteran that is playing Big Brother 27. Rachel Reilly, of course, is the only returning player on this cast, and my question to you folks is, can Rachel actually win this game? We've seen enough weeks of gameplay now to start to get a gauge on how she's playing and the direction she's going, but do you think Rachel can come home with the crown? Not if you want her to, whether or not you do or not. Do you think she can? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, gang, we are quickly hurtling towards the next eviction of Big Brother 27. This week, in my opinion, has been the quickest one so far. It's just gone bam, 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 and already we're sitting here waiting for Blockbuster coming in a couple days' time. We're at Tuesday right now. This is the update for everything that happened on Monday. And before you know it, we'll be talking about the next person that's left. And of course, sitting on the block this week is Vince, Zach and Keanu. One of them will win the BB Blockbuster. I do believe it's going to have to be Keanu if he wants to stay. I just don't think people can get enough traction against Vince. But Love's Young Dream said no one ever. Kat and Reilly actually are kind of split about where they want to go. They're not united as one. And it's actually interesting because I feel like they're so all over each other so much of the time and always on the same level about everything, but it's actually the first time today I'm talking about I feel like they've actually wanted to go in separate directions in the game. Not that they're going to, but Kat really feels like this is the time to take out Zach. Reilly is not of that persuasion. I think Kat's playing better than Reilly, if I'm being totally honest. Reilly is playing with his schlong, if we're being totally honest. Yes, this is a professional, strategical conversation that we're having right now. He's playing with his manhood that is in his pants. Kat actually showed some prowess this week when she won the veto and decided to keep the noms the same. She did not need to do that. She could have walked away with 5k in that competition, or a trip to London. Or if floated her boat, she could have dressed up as an egg for the week, but I understand why she didn't do that one. But she chose to win veto, and that impressed me. I always like people who don't throw away a shot at getting some power. Whereas Reilly is thinking with the thing in his pants. It's as far as it goes with that one. But I'm with Kat. I think taking out Zach. Zach, to me, this week has shown more. He's impressed me more than Vince. Because Vince has shown that he cracks when he's not in control and he can't really handle other people, actually getting a slice of this game. Whereas Zach has navigated it really well, all while not using his power, which I think was a dumb move, but he seems to have not cracked under the pressure. Things haven't gotten hard for him. Not in that way, anyway. I've been talking for weeks and weeks now how I am blown away that nobody is taking a shot at Rachel, but it seems like the tides are turning. That is a Big Brother legend in that house right now. If she gets to the end, she's probably going to win, or it would be hard to pitch a case against a winner getting to the end, because it makes everybody else look like a fool for letting a winner get to the end, right? But Mickey and Vince actually pulled themselves aside at one point and they kind of started to hatch a plan. They want to take out Rachel. If it was going to be anybody, I thought it would be those two who would take the swing. But can they? That's really what it's going to come down to, because it's about the power. It's who's going to win HOH in the coming weeks, who's actually going to be able to take the swing. And with the thing with Mickey is, she might just get another case of HOH-itis and be like, oh, actually, no, I'm just going to take out one of my allies instead. Again, Rachel's got her back. Mickey would be premature in doing that. The thing about Mickey is, like, she can recover from this Jimmy blunder, but it's also like if every time she gets power or she's encouraging people to take out her own allies, there's going to be a point where, like, she gets to maybe final 6, final 5, and she looks around and she goes, oh my God, nobody's got my back here. Every single person who would have been a vote with me, I encouraged to go out the door. Oh my God, I'm on the block. Oh my God, they didn't use veto. Oh my God, I've been voted out the house. Too little, too late, you know? Because I see Vince going further than Mickey still at this point. Because I think Vince could play Mickey in the end. She's putting way too much in his basket. And even though she realised at the back end of last week, after Ava talked to her and said, "You've been played, girl," and she had that come to God moment where she was like, she is still trying to get into bed with him. Not like that, but strategically and on a game level. And to me, I don't know where Mickey's head is. It's so hard. It's so like all over the place. So I'm like, what does she actually, what's her true intentions? Who's she actually aligned with? Because I think she just changes it as it goes on. And that could be adaptable. That could work in the long run. But to me, I see Mickey making more rookie mistakes than Vince is. And that makes me think that Vince could play Mickey at the end should they actually go deep together. But yes, those two are the ones who could be leading the charge on taking out Rachel Reilly. Speaking of Rachel Reilly, she had a conversation with Kelly and Keanu at one point in the day, and she exposed the heavy hitters to them. It was only a matter of time. You all know I've been talking about heavy hitters since week 1, week 2, and just saying nothing's going to amount from this. There's too many different people on, because it was like one side of the house is half of the alliance and the other side of the house was them, and there's so much like mess in the middle that it's like a saving face alliance, you know, for sure. Nothing's actually going to come from it. So of course she exposed it, but that's important that it was to those two, Kelly and Keanu. Those two were on the bottom of the house, and they finally got a bit of intel. I am seeing the social dynamics switching as we speak. This whole power shift up where Mickey betrayed her own allies and jumped into bed with Vince, but then is hesitant on jumping to bed with Vince, and then Vince going from the top to being on the block to sat with his buddy Zach. It's really kind of grabbed all these jigsaw pieces and just kind of scattered them around, which means new social dynamics are being created as we speak. A lot of people have likened this to what a first head of household should feel like, where you actually break up the monotony of like, oh, who's going to work with who, and actually start the game, you know? And this to me has felt like a switch up. I feel like there's been more game. I feel like alliances have been shifted, and I like that because it feels like old school, you know. We've been treated to years now for the dynamics staying the same the whole way through the game, but back in the day it used to be a new person would win HOH and crack right in the middle of the social dynamics, and then everyone would scatter and have to start from scratch again. And it feels like that again, and I hope the same happens next week. I hope it's a constant power struggle. Those are the best seasons, where you flip somebody's plans week after week after week after week, and you take out one person from this side, you take out one person from that side, and they're still gunning at each other when it gets down to the final 5, final 4. I love that. I would love that, and I really hope it continues that way. But yeah, she actually told Kelly and Keanu about the heavy hitters. Do I think, oh, Rockets came to join us, he's tap dancing around. But yeah, I think Kelly, Keanu and Rachel, it would serve them well coming together as a three. All three of them, big targets. Rachel's the only one who hasn't hit the block out of the three of them, which again blows my mind that we're putting the same people up week after week when Rachel Reilly is in that house. I'm just dumbfounded. I'm impressed, but dumbfounded. But yeah, there's a little bit more intel going to Kelly and Keanu there, and the three of them floated the idea of potentially working together. That's a hard three to bring together, but if they can do it, they could do some damage for sure. Zach told Morgan about his power after the veto ceremony. While Zach didn't use it, he won that 10k, of course, and could have used it to get himself off the block, but he decided to keep the 10k and risk his chance of being on the block, and he told Morgan about it, and his reasoning was he didn't use it because he didn't want Morgan to go up. Now, I want to analyse that just from a game point, because there is probably some social truth to that, just on a social level, on a friendship level. But also, we know that Morgan would follow Zach to the ends of the earth. And if he says that to her, Morgan's going to put more trust in him. So bravo, sir, on a strategic level. If there was any of that thought that went into it, that was a really good move to actually tell-line her, because she's probably going to keep that a secret to herself because she'll be fawning over him and thinking that he still wants a slice of her. Zach wants nothing to do with Morgan. Maybe as a friend, but Morgan wants more, and she continues just trying to get on him. And it's like watching... This is like a specific thing. But you know when... I feel like she's trying to be over-friendly with Zach because she knows Zach isn't necessarily into her, but she wants to know everything that's going on, if there's any progressions with Lauren, so she's trying to be like over-friendly to try and discover more about what's going on in that relationship, even though it's not a relationship. She wants to know, so then she can make the right moves to try and get action with Zach, and it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause, but again, Zach must have realised at this point that she will follow him to the ends of the earth, and that's only going to invest more in Zach if he told her that, and he did. So whether there was a strategic element behind that, I don't know. But as a commentator, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, good move, Zach. Morgan and Vince were chilling in the backyard late in the evening, and the door swings open from the house, and Zach looks like a child who's just been given a lollipop. He is smiling from ear to ear, and those guys are looking at him going, wow, you look really happy, you look so happy. And he turns around and he's like, I'm gonna have to say this to the camera. He turns around and he goes, I just got hard. And Vince goes, oh, okay. And then Zach closes the door again. It was the most random interaction of the season so far. I don't even know what to make of that. So then after that, Morgan and Vince spiral. Well, not spiral, but they ran the narrative. Oh, I bet Zach's just kissed Lauren. I bet he finally got a kiss from Lauren, and they've been kissing. We don't know is the issue there because the cameras weren't on Zach and Lauren. I'm inclined to say no, they didn't kiss, but of course Morgan's mind is going 200,000 miles per hour when she thinks about that. It's only going to cause her to spiral more. Morgan, I really did think, had a great grip on this game in those first couple of weeks, and then this crush on Zach has just, it hasn't destroyed her game, but it's tainted so much of it. And I know I'm not the only person who feels like that, I know not everyone feels like that, but I've seen a lot of perspectives online, and I think, and in real life, you know what I mean? Like my partner Sam watches Big Brother with me, and I know Sam feels the exact same way about that. We were both rooting for Morgan so hard, but it feels like she's kind of thrown away her game to try and get in with Zach. But yeah, lots to, I don't know if there's lots to analyse there about Zach's comment, but I just got hard is the quote of the day. Yeah, live feed updates, folks. Strategic, intelligent, meticulous game moves. Social dynamics. Insert more HR words. I just got hard. And once more, to quote Vince, okay. Door shuts. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed. Over the next couple of days, definitely the vote talk is going to ramp up. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so you know what that means for vote scenarios, so stay tuned for that one tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you want to join the postcard wall or send me some mail, use the address on screen right now. I'm really excited to do this mail video. I've got a stack of postcards that have came through, a couple of packages of people who've sent me stuff from their hometowns, all that kind of stuff. I will tell everybody there is still time to get packages and postcards in right now before I film the video, so if you want to send anything in, please, I want to hear from you. Like, it really genuinely makes my day actually being able to, we've interacted online over the years, haven't we, guys? But this is different, which is so wonderful. So please, I would love to hear from you, aiming to get a postcard from every single state. I've seen people in the comment sections going, have you got one from this state? Have you got one from this state? just assume no for every single one of them. Plus, the more the merrier. Honestly, the more the merrier from each state would be amazing. But I keep talking about the likes of Alaska, Hawaii, you know, those kind of places where it's further out from Massachusetts, you know. Those are the ones that we got to really dig to find the folks who can send one in. But thank you so much, everybody. I've got a few super thanks before we close things out. First up, David Cushmore. Hi Tom, do you think Zach is toast this week? Nope. Do you think Vince will be evicted because he won first HOH and all that jazz? No, I don't think. Keanu, I think, is prime target this week. He needs to win Blockbuster. But then if it comes down to Vince and Zach, that's where it's going to get really interesting. That's why next couple of days are going to be great for Vote Talk. If someone decides to put Rachel on the block, that would be awesome to see. Tom, on eviction night, get yourself some Starbucks, coffee and some M&Ms. I certainly will. Thank you so much, David. But yeah, Vince and Mickey talking about making that move on Rachel. Let's see if they do it. Thanks as always, David. I appreciate you. Next up, we've got the wonderful Karen Foraker. Karen Foraker says, thanks, you're too funny, love you. Oh, Karen, that's so sweet. I do try to be funny. I had some Matt Hat in the comment section yesterday saying, you're not funny, get to the update. Well, I've got something for you, my friend. Okay, you can't see that because can't get monetized, but I love you. Have an amazing day. Mwah. Thank you so much, Karen. You're so wonderful, and thank you. I am funny, I know that. I appreciate it, and thank you for validating that, Karen. Next up, we've got the wonderful Audra Hagen. Thank you so much, Audra. That's generous. Very kind. Sending you a big hug, Audra. Have an amazing day, my friend. Next up, we've got the wonderful Super Christian Meworld. And Super Christian Meworld says, I don't have a favourite this season either, Tom. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Morgan was my favourite until she started crushing on Zach. Kelly was my favourite until she started volunteering for the block. Keanu was my favourite until he started behaving like a douche. And Rachel has always been my favourite, but then she became a mature person and I don't like it. You like classic messy Rachel. See, some people have done the other way around where they hated messy Rachel but they like mature Rachel. And you say, help me with the crying face. I feel that in trying to pick a favourite this season. It's just so difficult. Also, forget the coffee. Try some ginger latte. Oh, okay, that sounds good. They're to melt for. I enjoy a cup of it while watching reruns of Dragon Ball Super or some new anime every Saturday night. Try it for a Big Brother episode. I certainly will. That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much, Super Christian Meworld. I'm not a big anime guy myself. I want to get into more anime and I've wanted to for a while. The whole anime landscape is so overwhelming though. I don't even know where to start. I've read a couple of... I really like, and I've only read a couple of manga here for... I've forgotten the name of it. Hunter x Hunter, that's right, Hunter x Hunter. And I was obsessed with that. I've read the first few, and I really like it a lot. And then I ended up watching the first few episodes as well, and enjoyed that as well. I got to get back on that. But to anime people who are watching right now, any anime fans, I would love any kind of recommendations, any of that kind of jazz. I'll say even to you, Super Christian Meworld, if you got any recommendations of what you think I like, please send in a comment. I would love to read that. So thank you so much, Super Christian Meworld. Ginger latte coming right up. And then last but I can't get my words out. Last but not least, we've got the wonderful Lady Loves Blue. Thank you so much, Lady Loves Blue. Such a lovely comment there. Thanks. I enjoy your shrewd and funny BB takes, and your lovely accent is a bonus. Well, that's a win-win-win compliment. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. Have an amazing day. Sending you a big hug. Have a great one, and I hope the sun's shining on you right now and that you've got a big smile on your face. And if not, sending you a big hug. Thank you so much. But that's all we've got time for today, gang. I'll remind everybody that my latest Bachelor in Paradise breakdown is up, so if you want to check that out, go see that right now. It's uploaded on the channel. And also, tomorrow is Big Brother Day and the challenge. My challenge video will be going up the day after on the morning. But yeah, challenge. Really enjoying that one. Can't wait for the next episode. I've been waiting for it all week, so very excited for that. But folks, in the meantime, I hope that you're all staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.